What's going on, gamers? Shaw here, and today we are back with our 5th episode of Zero to Hero Challenge. Over the last month or so, we've been attempting to pug our way all the way up to 3k IO on the Protection Warrior, a feat of strength which requires a player to complete a plus 20 key in time across both Tyrannical and Fortified boards, give or take. Last episode, we were able to accomplish a lot. Over the last 2 weeks, we were able to get our hands on a few best in slot items, and on top of that, we quickly rose to 2k IO. This is a huge milestone because going forward, we should have an easier time getting into keys, but also we can now dump valor to max out the item level on our gear. This video is going to actually stray away from the typical format of my last videos. Since hitting 2k IO, I began streaming these keys live on Twitch. If you want to see me go through the 5 stages of grief, go check out my channel. We've had a ton of fun over there so far, and I'm really loving the vibe. Well, most days. Anyways, I'm going to be narrating this video a little less and using some of my live responses a little bit more. If you enjoy the format of this video, leave a like. And if you want to see this series continue into Season 4, hit that sub button. It's honestly mostly for my ego. With all of that out of the way, let's see what kind of mischief we can get ourselves into this time. We left off at the end of a fortified, bursting, storming week. With 8 keys done, we have a filled mythic plus vault. This means that it's now going to be transitioning into a tyrannical, raging, volcanic week, which is one of the easiest weeks on the calendar. We're going to start this week really simple with just a plus 10. 2 weeks ago, we were only able to snag a plus 4, so as long as the key is going to be an upgrade, we're probably going to run it. Talk about an armor stack. We're starting strong with the woe buff right off the bat. We got woe. And another woe. Is this a pug thing? Did his body not get ported up? Oh my god. Getting kind of nervous we might not time this key. I have faith. I trust. Yeah, dude, that would be nuts. I would be fucking hammered after the first boss. If there was a drinking game for Mythic Plus Pugs. There should be like a bingo checkerboard kind of thing. Like a shot bingo card board. Every time you put a little coin on a slot, take a shot. Where is this guy? Oh my god, he went down the wrong wing. Holy shit. Alright, this guy's telling me to go. I trust this man's decision. There it is. Pug runs wrong way. That's nuts. That blows my mind, actually. We're gonna see him running down here, aren't we? Oh yeah, we will. There he is. There he is down there. His soul got ripped. He's coming. Oh, he's dead. He's so confused. What is going on? Oh my lord. I can't even focus. I'm like trying to do my rotation and I'm just hitting buttons. That's amazing. You go, Glen Coco. Oh my lord. Give this man a medal. Look at now, he's coming around the other side. It almost feels like an NPC. Almost. Yeah, he's just watching, man. That's so nuts. What a guy. Oh, he's got the... Oh, he lived? How did he live from that? I love this. That's a great experience right there. And that's why we do this challenge. That doesn't happen like pushing high keys. Someone dies on a platform and we burn it. We hearth. What a Chad. How did we lose a healer, but the guy who was outside of the boss room the whole fight, who was getting mechanics, lived? All right, that was pretty funny. Odd, but funny. Good start to the week. Now that our fingers are warm, time to queue for some higher keys. We're really going to be chasing after those 15s. What? Oh, guys. This is it? This is my first 15? We don't have a vent here, but it didn't take me long to believe that this was actually going to be a pretty good key. We had a very strong start on the first pull. What I like about plus 15s is that you really start to see some Chads and Rebeccas. More often than not, you can find some players who are just trying to get their weeklies done, and it's almost a free carry. After this boss, I actually noticed that my shield's durability was low, and I was really nervous that my shield would end up breaking, which would render me almost useless. I'm so scared my shield's gonna break, and I don't have a backup shield, which means I'm gonna have to hearth out to repair. All was going well until the third boss, when the priest shit the bed. We have batteries for him, so that's a plus. Downside is I'm not a prop paladin, I can't heal. We had some small threat issues in the gauntlet, but then Twitch chat fucking got me learnt. Kex, is that actually a thing? You say, like, you mean heroic leap resets taunt? I feel like I have to try this now. Part of me feels like it's a meme, because that sounds ridiculous. But, okay, we're gonna taunt here, we're leaping. Oh, we're leaping. Oh my god, it does. Dude. You're a legend. That's amazing, okay. Oh, thank god. Oh my god. First 15, baby. And that's our first time 15. Little did I know that this was going to be my new best friend. What's up, Rob? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I did just give you a shout out. After that key, we went to slot those fat conduits we just obtained. Every small upgrade is going to help us get to our goal. After that, I wanted to target my lowest keys. After a quick little waiting period, we got into a 13 gambit, and this will probably go one of two ways. Saying BIS and not saying like BIS. BIS sounds like, I don't know. I don't know, it's like saying like LOL, like LOL. Shut up, nerd. It's like an acronym, so like an acronym to me is just like you pronounce the acronym, right? BIS, LOL, LMAO, you don't say LMAO, like that's like for 13-year-olds. Who else agrees with this? Is it BIS or BIS? I need to know! Missing fish sticks are actually super annoying, to be completely honest. It's typical. This one was on me, but with stacking nameplates, it's so hard to find. Gambit is just one of those keys that can either go so right or so wrong. Luckily for us, this key was actually really clean, and after a short bit, we timed the key. Now that I have a timed 15 on the board from that Sanguine, anything lower really feels like a joke. At this point, we already have 3 keys done for the week, so for this stream, I wanted to get one more key done. Necrotic Wake and Plaguefall are actually now my lowest keys, so I think it would be a good idea to target either of those. Alright, Plaguefall or Necrotic Wake are now my next lowest keys. Plaguefall or Necrotic? I feel like Necrotic would be easier, but also third boss exists. That's not fun. Fine group. Ooh, should I big Q for a 17? Let's just fucking go. Let's rip it. Yes, let's go. Let's go, baby. 17. These guys trust me. He said Pog. Let's Storm Rage, man. Medium. He better be a cow. Oh my god, he is. These guys have the best names, to be completely honest. I have no doubt that this is the key we will time with ease. Hopefully, saying that doesn't backfire. Since I've learned my lesson in previous keys, we're going to leave the stage alone and pull the boss by himself. Also, I don't trust anyone to land the perfect spear to kill all of the trash, so here we are. Doing this boss like peasants. Always remember, kids, leave room for your DPS. A quick little heroic leap and an invis skip later, we were able to continue with the Oh. The only res in our group doesn't have a pot. Yikes. Alright, this is going to go either really well or really poorly. Oh, they pulled. No, what is he doing? Okay, this is going very poorly. Do I solo? No, I die here, actually, I think. Alright, we're just gonna hold W for the rest of the key. Imagine wiping on second boss, am I right? Please kill boss. Holy shit. No lust and no spear. Let's give this another shot. Outside of Stitch Flush being the usual shit show, the rest of the key was actually pretty okay. I lied about that being my last key. I decided to jump right into a 15 miss to round out one for the day. We are on such a good roll at this point that it would be dumb to stop. Let's go, dude. We're on a roll today. There weren't any standout moments in this key. We pulled one group at a time and we zugged our way to victory. This was my first stream and it was really fun. I love that some of you have been tuning in to watch me play. With that day being done, I went to go eat and do other things like adult stuff and things and stuff. Shortly after starting my next stream, I quickly got into a Halls 14. While making my way to the key, I got a message from Lucky. Do you guys remember Lucky? He was the lad who slid in my DMs a few episodes ago. He apologized for his spelling. Dude, it's all good. I've been on the internet long enough to see past those typos. After a little bit of back and forth, the key was slotted and we continued on our way. It's your typical Halls of Atonement routing. Large pull with lust, go to the right shard, then back to the left shards. This is honestly a super boring dungeon now at this point. It's extremely standardized, and that can be seen as a good or bad thing. What I've enjoyed about streaming these keys though is that viewers like Vlad here can actually ask me questions to distract me from the pugs standing in poop. Vlad asks, is there any way of learning other classes' spells apart from creating a character and learn it by doing? This is actually a great question, and it actually is what led me to create my most recent Omni CD cooldown tracking video. Long story short, similar to a lot of other long time standing video games, like World of Warcraft or League of Legends for example, this game has a pretty massive skill curve at endgame content. The best way to learn a new class is by playing it, in my opinion. There are other ways as well, like reading written guides or just by asking people you run with, but basically anything besides listening to me talk about it because, you know, I'm a content creator, I know nothing, right? Everything in this run was on par, especially with becoming even more intimate with the floor on Echelon. Nothing to see here. This is the expected hunter average in pugs, by the way. After a fairly easy key, we kept moving. This time around, I actually asked my guild. And to my surprise, someone took the bait. The paladin Rejunus swapped over to his Windwalker monk named Bruzy, and we hit the town. Bruzy threw us in queue for my 14th Theater of Pain. While waiting around, I decided to upgrade my bracers to max item level since they are the best in slot for the warrior. Sometimes I regret naming my character Thick Pancake, especially when people call me thick. When streaming on my warrior, I often get asked if I enjoy it, but I'll let streaming me give you my answer to this question. Warrior tank's actually a ton of fun. It's a tank that I feel like I have to focus on to play well, and oftentimes I can't focus. So it's been good up to like these levels, like my 14s, 15s. Man, that bambling idiot knows nothing. Here is my actual answer. Yes, I do enjoy playing the warrior. It's actually really fun, and when played properly can be extremely strong, though I will admit, after the season I will be dropping this shit class. Overall, this theater was going pretty well. Theater is actually really simple. Take it one pull at a time. All the way up to Zav the Unfallen, we only had one death, but shortly after that would all change. Typically, it's pretty easy to blame hunters for pulling for you, or for pulling way more than you intend, but Bruzy put the fucking pedal to the metal with Flying Serpent Kick. Luckily, I am a master warrior tier. Oh no, why did he do this? Don't say oops, my bad. You did that on purpose. And then we missed the discharge. That's why I don't pull this on pugs, man. Are they gonna wipe it? Dude, I am here. I'm soloing. We win these. I got kicked there. I need a kick on purple, though. I don't have anything I can't fear. Oh, no, I can fear? Let's go. Come on, Bruzy. Get in here. We fucking win these, man. Avatar. You don't have kick? No, now I do. Okay, we're winning these. We're winning. Got kick. Spear. No Ravager. Recovering this pull was easy. Actually, it's times like these that make me focus on everything in my toolkit. Maybe I should have just died, but I like to see if I can solo trash or bosses when people die or leave keys. You'll occasionally catch me on stream doing this. Another thing that I've been enjoying about Warrior is the burst of mobility from Heroic Leap, Charge, and Intervene. Check out this fucking spirit pull. Pairing? Look at that tech. Holy fuck, bro. You know what I'm going to miss, though, in Season 4? Spell Reflecting Reaping Scythe on Mordretha. It does so much damage as a protection warrior. I know Spell Reflect isn't going away, but it's one of the bosses that Spell Reflect is just broken. Am I enjoying Warrior? Good question. I don't know. It's fun. It's really engaging. I don't know if I super like it. I played Warrior a bit in BFA when it was basically like permanent avatar, permanent shield block, and just like top damage and keys. So it just, I don't know, it's different. It's very like engaging. Like there's a lot of buttons you can hit and you have options. It's just, there's a lot of nuance to the class too that I'm not familiar with. Like Spell Reflect is a great example, or what things I can intervene. It's fun. I just wouldn't recommend it to anyone. I wouldn't be like, if someone was like, oh, I want to pick up tanking, what class should I play? Warrior would probably be my last suggestion. That key went well enough that they invited me back again for another. We actually headed right back to the mists that I just upgraded from the theater, and we got started. And let's just say this rogue is a gentleman and a scholar. Huge. He's also shrouding for us. What a gentleman. Chivalry's not dead. Tricks of the Trade being used on cooldown is always nice. I love playing with good rogues. Not that this matters anymore, but just in case you didn't know, as a tank you can actually grab this room with Heroic Throw or any type of range ability to tag this 7% room before doing Mistcaller. It's a pretty nifty extra percent. And just like that, the key was ripped. Bruzy, I couldn't put it better myself. The feline spawned right underneath us and we didn't react quick enough. Alright, back at it. And after a short 3 minutes, the boss went down and somehow I out-healed the Holy Paladin. Who said warriors can't heal? Bugs, and more bugs. And then a mega bug. And just like that, I looted my best in slot weapon, the Axe of the Dreadgrove, and I also hit 2260 IO. I wish my party farewell, mainly because I was hungry, but I also didn't want to abuse the IQ of these fine gentlemen. I'm back off to the cesspool known as LFG. My next stream actually began at the start of a new week. Grievous and Inspiring are now the active affixes. This was going to actually be my first week I was going to be a little nervous about, mainly since warriors don't have a ton of ways to heal themselves outside of the Indomitable talent. I was really going to be leaning on my healer to do their job. I was getting pretty bored of my transmog. It looks great, but I wanted to shake things up a bit. I actually really like the Antorus LFR set, so I've been trying to collect it over the last few weeks, so I went back to Antorus for my weekly try. This isn't really related to the challenge, but I wish old transmog was slightly easier to collect. For example, if I came here on my druid, I think all of the items that you loot should just be added to your collection. At the time of writing this script, I have tried this raid 8 times on my warrior and still no pants. Sadly, no luck this time either. So we are going to settle with this instead. Looking back, this was not a good look. We quickly started the week with a plus 12 streets. What could go wrong? The one thing that's been driving me nuts about streets is that I love my route that I've been able to do with my push group this season, but I've learned pretty quickly that pugs are brain dead, and that hurts my soul. Instead of doing complicated woe skips, I took the advice from my Twitch clan, and I kept the route super simple. I decided to go to the right side, which turns out was actually a bad idea in a group of players who don't kick and probably don't know what any of this trash actually does. Always go left, I guess. After slowly completing the trading minigame, which for the record I absolutely adore, we made our way into the Oasis, but there was one problem. The Shaman DC'd. We waited around for a few minutes, which honestly I don't regret because I learned that Gallywix fucking hangs out here with the cartel. This blew my mind. What a fucking pimp. I had no idea Gallywix was chilling here, man. Yeah, dude, look, Gallywix. Hanging out in big old tat. Look at that gullet. I bet he swoons all the ladies. Unfortunately, the shaman came back, but still down one person, so we decided to call it quits. Shortly after this key, we were accepted into a 16 spires. And let's see what kind of mischief we can get into here. Let me just say, my group understood the assignment on Kintara. The start of this boss fight actually is super messy and completely unpredictable because these annoying trees and the added effects from the relics. We clutched it up with a sick accidental selfie and continued on our way. Not only was the boss super clean, but the execution of the Death Corner strat was pretty much flawless. I'm gonna miss this next season. What? Strats like this make all tanks horny. The pain point of this key always comes down to the double Goliath pull. It's pretty important to have kick assignments here, but if you triple kick just like we did, that means the group needs to outrange the ability since it is only 30 yards. Watching the boomkin not even kick was really annoying. Enjoy watching me keep this pull alive forever. Anyways, the rest of the run was pretty smooth outside of the wipe on Orphirion. After that, we headed up to the final boss plat. Oh, what's that? You want me to showcase how we could possibly wipe on Orphirion and a 16 spires? Sure, I would be honored. Upon engaging the Goliath, all seemed under control until the first ordnance cast, where your beloved tank was stunned by and... I can't even say it. Until the first ordnance cast, where your beloved tank was stunned by like a goddamn peasant. Anywho, up to Davos. After a short 3.5 minute boss fight, Davos fell and I looted more conduits for a spec I don't even play. After getting a massive 52 IO, I had to complete my typical post-spires jump test to see if I can survive the fall. Yes, I do this almost every time I complete a spires, and yes, I do it on every tank. Skull Bash, Divine Shield, Heroic Leap, Clash, Infernal Strike all work. What does Blood DK? Oh, they die. That's why Blood DK sucks. Next was Necrotic Wake, since I only had a +5 on my board. I was quickly invited to a 14 and they had summons ready. Why do I have a feeling that this key is going to have a bad start? Probably because I'm constantly rewatching footage as I write this script. Okay. So people tell me this all the time. I need to stop trusting pugs to execute large pulls. I know better, I just can't help it. Maybe I'm an elitist, maybe I'm too competitive, maybe I was dropped on my head as a child. Part of me doesn't think it's complicated to pull the first boss onto the stage and not wipe. But time after time, this is normally the text I read in party chat. Whatever, boring routes incoming. I guess it doesn't matter if you pull small though, because people are still dumb. Why didn't these hunters use Lust? Why did you aim Wretch at the group? Why didn't we kill worms or CC them? GG. We will have to come back to the Necrotic Wake another day. We were accepted into a Halls of Atonement after that. This group was odd because they wanted to do a strat you mostly do in plus 20s and not 15s. Everyone's saying yes. CC Pat. If they can CC Pat, we'll be fine. If we can't CC Pat, then we're going to struggle a little bit. Okay, here we go. Honestly, it turned out to be just fine. I do have no faith in pugs, which is just really combative of how I pull. This challenge is killing me. The rest of the run ended up being super duper clean. No, seriously, we only had one death and we almost plus 3'd the key. Since I was missing a streets key still, because of our little hiccup at the start of the week, I wanted to queue up again and try my luck in Tazavesh. While I waited, I did some laps around halls on my war turtle. Call me dumb, but I never knew you could actually pay to ride a horse around Revendreth. Yo, Mips, remember when you followed me? Because I do. Once I arrived at Tazavesh, my group and I waited eagerly for a healer who wouldn't leave the group. We shared stories and tales of old, but Bailey just listened to the DH say that he needed this for his KSM mount. And in that moment, I knew that I had one mission and one mission only, to make that dream of his a reality. We recruited Barden. What the fuck? Barden? No. We recruited Baron Nibbles of Ragnaros, which is probably a sign to help us complete this key. Despite having a Ragnaros player in our key, the run was actually relatively successful. We accidentally pulled a little more aggressive than we should have at the start, but it wasn't a full group wipe, so it's fine. In this route, I decided to run my typical, make as many complicated woe skips as possible route. We skipped all the way to the courtyard to pull Peacekeepers. On weeks where there aren't affixes like Quaking or Spiteful active, this is actually a good strat in my opinion if you want to pull larger for your group's cooldowns, but I, again, can't recommend this in pugs. I feel like every time I'm talking about this dungeon in a video, I mention the Peacekeeper strat and everyone is always surprised, so here's my official PSA. Peacekeepers do not do damage if your entire group is within 10 yards. Stack in melee, kick stuff, and zug. That's the recipe for success. This route is slightly odd, but normally works really well for classes with larger CDs. I like this route when I'm playing with Boomkins, Demon Hunters, or when I'm on my Guardian Druid, because all of these classes have really powerful 3-minute cooldowns. From the courtyard, we go to the mailroom, then to the menagerie for Lust, and then back to the Oasis to buy time for Lust to come back up for Soasmi. For the Oasis, getting this woe buff makes the minigame actually super duper fast. Fastest trader in the West, no ad spawns. One last note about the Oasis boss though. Do you see this debuff here? This is actually a really strong debuff that's applied to you for hitting all your notes. The notes will differ based on your instrument. Now, when Zogrom, the boss, hits 100 energy, he sucks the players in. That's when your notes are going to appear. You're supposed to actually use your instrument to reset your debuff before it falls off and use it to avoid the damage. Notice here how I slid out and my debuff resets. That means extra damage to Zug down this boss. None of the DPS were actually able to reset their buff, which always makes me really sad to see. Oh well. With 10 minutes left, we have one mini boss to kill, and of course, Soasmi. Oh, and watch out for strong arms when leaving. If they do spawn, they stay out, and they offer no count towards your trash. Soasmi can be a really weird boss and can often screw over your group due to RNG. I haven't actually figured out what causes the odd spell queuing on this fight, so if anyone does know, please tell me down below. Now I had zero expectations for this key, kind of like my mother has for me. Upon defeating him, I looted the chest and I couldn't believe my eyes. A Codex of First Technique. I let out a hefty bellow. Sadly, my stream was muted due to the copyright music yada yada. I would create it for you, but I feel like it wouldn't do it justice. So if you want to hear me bellow in the future, come follow my stream. That's all I can offer you, actually. This trinket was an item on my BIS list, which means that my trinkets are now perfect. I just need to focus on upgrading my blood spattered scale, and I will be set. Let me just say that after obtaining this trinket, I feel mega sturdy on my prop warrior. Like, all the time. I highly recommend it. Completing this key gave me a huge 92 IO, which was a massive leap. Now being extremely close to 2500, I felt I was in a great position with this challenge, and felt things were looking up. I quickly found myself back in Ori B to upgrade the codex instantly to 272. I won't be replacing this anytime soon. I hope. One last stop in Haven before I end the stream. I once again had some adult things to take care of around the house. I hate to end the episode here, but I'm going to regardless. We are now in a really good spot to hit KSM and onwards to 3k IO. We are ending this episode at 2426 IO and plenty of week left to push. At this point, Season 4 was actually still years away, but recently, Season 4 was actually announced to be released on August 2nd, which means we now have a deadline and it's close. I really need to start getting aggressive with my keys. If you found yourself enjoying this video, please leave a like. If you haven't subbed yet, hit that large button down below. You'll be notified whenever I post new videos and the next episode. I know I just mentioned it like 2 minutes ago, but if you want to see me do these keys live, rage at pugs, and bully me all in one, follow me on Twitch, and that'll be your next step into becoming an official member of the Paw Pack. Anyways, stay tuned next time where you'll get to see me solo the